Now at 5:30, we're tracking the investigation this morning into a fire that destroyed a home in Scott County. We'll have more in a live report.
Also on WKYT this morning, a plane crash in Wisconsin has killed 2 men from Kentucky. We'll have the latest details on this developing investigation this morning.
A Southern Kentucky mom's in jail accused of leaving children home in a filthy house and driving drunk with a child in her lap.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning and welcome into WKYT. Certainly hope you had a great weekend and you're ready to go here on Monday, July 27th. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. It's finally started feeling like July, finally, after much rain and cooler temperatures.
Yeah, we've had a nice few days and it looks like more to come. Let's check in with meteorologist Micah Harris. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. The thing we are going to piggyback on from the weekend, the temperatures, and they're pretty much going to stay the same. We're talking upper 80s to around 90 degrees. Now we'll add in the humidity, and that means giving us a chance of rain, especially today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. I think that's your best bet. Temperature-wise, we're in the 70s outside. It's a sticky feel, and as we get into the afternoon, we'll be right around 89 degrees. Some will be right around 90. Some will actually hit 90, 91. That's if you do not see rain, but a few storms are possible later on this afternoon and off into the evening hours too before we dry out, and we'll get into the afternoon again tomorrow and bring back that chance of rain. So the next few days we have their chance of rain, but what's after that? I think that's the good news, and I'll show you that in just a few minutes.
Okay, we'll see you then. We thank you very much, and here's what's going on.
And new this morning, we were tracking the investigation into a Scott County fire that destroyed a home.
It happened around 1 o'clock this morning on Indian Creek Road, and WKYT's Hillary Thornton is live from the scene now. Hillary, what's the latest there as they look into this?
Good morning. People living out here along Indian Creek Road say they heard an explosion before the home caught fire, and as you can see behind me, that home is now destroyed. Fire crews were called out to the home that we are told did not have anyone inside at the time around 1 o'clock this morning. When firefighters got out here, they say the home had already burned to the ground. Right now, fire officials are unsure what that explosion neighbors heard was or what started this fire. However, the fire chief does say there have been calls about issues with meth at this house. Now, we are told investigators will be back out here later this morning to try and figure out what exactly started this fire. Live in Scott County, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
All right, Hillary, thank you. We're tracking a developing story out of Wisconsin this morning. We are told that 2 Kentucky men have died in a plane crash there.
Authorities say the crash happened sometime over the weekend in Kenosha County near a home. WKYT's Sean Moody is joining us at our live desk. Sean, what do we know so far?
Good morning, Rebecca and Bill. There's no indication yet of exactly what happened to this airplane. WHAS in Louisville is reporting that police say a Crestwood man was killed along with the man from Louisville. Authorities in Wisconsin say the airplane was on its way to Oshkosh for the annual Experimental Aircraft Association's Air Venture Fly-In that draws about 500,000 people from around the world every year. On Sunday morning, after the airplane was 20 hours overdue, the Winnebago County Sheriff's Office started contacting other agencies. The Civil Air Patrol found the airplane in a field in Kenosha County around 12:30 Sunday afternoon. The Sheriff's Office said there were 2 men dead in the wreckage. WHAS reports that police identified James Arnold of Crestwood as one of the men who died. They reported that the pilot was from Louisville.
The crash itself appears to be a pretty vertical descent, and because the trees that are around it, the grass that's around it, nothing's disturbed. It's a very, very small area, so it appears that this plane came down and pretty vertically and crashed down.
A video from that crash scene shows the airplane mostly intact. The National Transportation Safety Board will be at that crash scene to investigate. At the live desk, Sean Moody, WKYT.
All right, Sean, thank you very much. More, of course, as we get information about that out of Wisconsin. Now, later today, a Boyle County murder suspect is set to have a hearing to figure out if he is fit to stand trial. Kenneth Keith is accused of shooting and killing 3 people in 2013. Officials say Michael and Angela Hockensmith were found dead inside their Danville store, along with a customer, Daniel Smith. Last month, Keith was set to have a competency hearing, but that was postponed. His previous attorney, Bethany Stanziano, withdrew herself from the case.
Well, Laurel County mother's in jail this morning after police say she left children alone in a filthy home. Deputies originally went to a home on Topton Road in Laurel County yesterday morning for a theft complaint. While there, they say they suspected the thief, Christina Conley, drove by. They claim she was drunk with a child riding on her lap. When deputies checked her home, they say they found 5 other kids just living in filth. Those children are now in the custody of other family members. State police in Adair County are investigating a crash that killed a Pulaski County man this weekend. That crash happened on Kentucky 80 near Columbia early Sunday morning. Troopers say 53-year-old Ricky Collins from Tennessee was headed west when he drove over a hill and hit 27-year-old Tyler Brower from Somerset. Brower died. Emergency crews took Collins to a nearby hospital. Troopers think Brower was walking in the westbound lanes on his way back to a friend's home who lived about a half-mile from the crash scene.
And in Lexington, a motorcyclist is recovering from a hit and run. Police say the man was on North Broadway Sunday morning when a white SUV clipped his bike. Investigators later found the abandoned SUV nearby in an apartment complex parking lot. The motorcyclist went to UK Chandler Hospital with minor injuries, and police are still looking for the SUV's driver.
A new report shows that drug arrests in Madison County have increased by a large percentage over the past 20 years. The latest Kentucky State Police crime report shows that Madison County has nearly 2,000 drug arrests compared to just over 300 in 1995. According to the Richmond Register, as for more serious crimes like robbery and homicide, those arrests also increased. However, Madison County did see a decrease of about 50% in DUI arrests during that time period.
5:36 now on WKYT This Morning.
In national news, the Boy Scouts of America will ratify a resolution today that lifts a ban on openly gay troop leaders.
And that move comes as thousands of Boy Scouts from the United States are heading to Japan for the World Scout Jamboree that's set to begin tomorrow. Hannah Daniels has this report.
Today, the Boy Scouts of America Executive Committee is expected to end its long-standing ban on gay troop leaders. It's a decision Zach Walls is proud of. The Eagle Scout was raised by 2 moms.
It means that an organization that I love and of which I've been a member since I was 6 years old is, I think, taking another step towards joining the rest of the country in the 21st century.
The ban barred openly gay adults from serving as den leaders, scout masters, and camp counselors. Back in May, organization president and former Defense Secretary Robert Gates spoke out about the policy, saying it was time for the 105-year-old institution to make a change.
We must deal with the world as it is, not as we might wish it would be.
While many are celebrating the shift in policy, others say it doesn't go far enough. Under the decision, church-based units can continue to choose adult leaders whose, quote, beliefs are consistent with their own. But the decision does ban discrimination based on sexual orientation in all of its paying jobs across the country. Gates and other executives hope the change in policy will help boost enrollment in the youth organization. Hannah Daniels, CBS News, New York.
And the Boy Scouts has seen a steady decline in membership in recent years. In 2014, there were 2.4 million scouts in the U.S. Last year, the organization began to accept openly gay scouts, but not gay adults as troop leaders. Well, business mogul Donald Trump is now leading the packed GOP field in the race for the White House. A new CNN poll released yesterday says 18% of Republicans surveyed want Trump to be their party's nominee for president. Jeb Bush came in second with 15%. This comes as some of his own party members are calling for him to drop out of the race. Now, they're calling on Trump to do that, but the same poll still shows 52% of Republicans wanting Trump to stay in the race for the White House.
Well, the poll comes out just as Democratic frontrunner Hillary Clinton is unveiling a new climate change policy. Clinton just released a new video on her campaign website. In it, she pledges to have millions of solar panels installed across the country by the end of her first term. In addition, she promises to have the country generating enough renewable energy to power every American home by the year 2027. She'll be in Iowa later today to further promote her new plans. A Franklin County distillery is the first in the state to use some new technology in its warehouses. Buffalo Trace has a new warehouse that uses robotics for automated storage and retrieval of liquor pallets. It's part of a $20 million investment. The system sorts pallets of boxed liquor, and then 3 cranes organize them into rows. When an order comes in for a pallet, the crane can retrieve it. The president of the distillery says it will make thefts similar to the 2013 Pappy Van Winkle heist more difficult.
A Rowan County road that was damaged by storms last weekend has now reopened. That is Kentucky 1167 in the Craney Creek area of Rowan County near Moorhead. State highway crews replaced a damaged culvert under the roadway, and county maintenance crews used new steel pipes as a temporary fix. The crews have a warning for drivers this morning. The road right now has a rough surface, so keep that in mind if you travel in that area. Coming up on 540 on WKYT this morning, and it's time to check live drive traffic. Our first look at what's happening out there on the streets and roads this morning.
Taking a look at the Waze app, not a whole lot of action out there, so that's good news for you. We do have one reported hazard looking out in this situation, a stopped vehicle on the shoulder of Interstate 64 headed into Lexington. Other than that, normal commute for you today.
All right, buckle up, make it a safe ride in. And it's good to have you with us on WKYT on this Monday. A lot more news coming up.
A smelly attraction's getting a lot of attention at a California botanical garden. We'll tell you why coming up in 5 minutes.
Next few days, all about the thunderstorm activity. I'll show you what you can expect out of that, and also these muggy feel out and about in the next few days. I'll take you through that coming up.